Hello, everyone. Oh, I forget what it bees like, everybody. Once again, this is Body by Law event coming to you live from the Get Right Spot with Loud from the Get Right Spot. I got a little time off from work, so I'm able to chill at home and rap, talk about things. So far, I've been messing around on Threads. I like Threads. It kind of reminds me of X or Twitter, in that you can just participate in certain conversations much easier. You can find people who specifically want to speak about certain things, and it's a little bit more easier to get into the conversations you're interested in on Threads than it appears to be on Twitter. It seems like Twitter don't let you find exactly what you're looking for. They're always trying to push certain, certain profiles. Yeah, push certain profiles over the conversations. Like I can put metaphysics in the search on Threads, and boom, I get right into conversation quick. Anybody who's used that tag and speak on it, I can jump right in. So I've been in the conversation over on Threads, the Metaphysics conversation. If you want to check out what's been happening, what my end of the conversations have been, I've been posting in the group on bodybyloud.com, the Get Right movement. I post my reactions or my comment about someone else's posts on Threads, and I use that post in the post that I'm doing on the site. So it's like I get to share with the world my take on other people's points. So in doing that, I've been challenging. Feel the itch to debate. So I'm looking for people to challenge. Just to get into a little word. I won't say combat. I'm not. I'm trying to fight anyone. I just I think people present ideas, that they believe in. Like I present ideas I believe in, but it's. I think it's a lot of people just agree without questioning. Like I shouldn't say I challenge, which I do challenge, but I should probably say I question, and I think everyone's ideas should be questioned, so we can get the true value out of any idea is whether or not it stands up, whether it holds weight, whether it can stand on its own. And when something can stand on its own, that's what a judgment of whether or not it's based in truth. So, aside from all that, I'm enjoying these days off, and want to get back to what I was talking about in the last podcast. The last podcast was Make It Make Sense Part 2. And near the end of that podcast, I was talking about the connection between what's written in Genesis in the Bible. At the very beginning, I was saying that it is Moses, who's supposed to be the writer, is relaying some metaphysical truth. And a lot of people, look at the Bible and take it literally, which I guess, if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. I mean, I don't know why you want to take something literally that just it's hard to fathom, literally. But anyway, if people, take it literally if they want. But I believe there's a grander, larger lesson being taught if you can decipher what the author is trying to say. So when, people really want to, conversate about the Bible, they get hung up because one person taking it literally, and someone else doesn't even care to, listen, because obviously the person who's taking it literally sounds like a damn fool. But anyway, there's in between. There's a esoteric meaning behind, I believe, what Moses wrote, and the esoteric meaning is tied to metaphysical truths. So that's what that's where I come in. It's like that's where my interest is. What's true? What makes sense? And it's through the teaching of the Honorable Judge Troward that brought to my attention that the Bible, when it speaks of Genesis and creation, is talking metaphysical truths. It's saying something about what is, and what is spirit, the creator, principle, that causes the universe to be expressed and us to be alive, because it is the only life in the universe. It is the only being in the universe. And the way Moses does it in the Bible, he teaches us through allegory. So, when you're reading the first few books and you have an understanding of metaphysics, you can see the direct link between how Moses is telling the story and presenting God and the metaphysics of what's actually true about God, universal supreme creative force, mind, consciousness. So when you like I alluded to in the last episode, I said the first statement of the Bible is a metaphysical statement. And that statement is about in the beginning. As I was saying that if you say in the beginning there was, that means there really was no beginning, because there already was, and what already was is what it is. Now you relate that to the physical truth about matter and energy, cannot be destroyed, cannot be created. So what is always was, and that what always was is the only thing that could cause the expression that we call the universe. But he makes it clear, the writer makes it clear with further statements, and the next statement, I don't have the Bible open right now, but pretty much the next statement has something to do with, and in the beginning there was the Word. Now this statement right here has caused so much confusion when it comes to people interpreting the Bible. That part about the Word. Now I've heard the Word was translated as something else, which was supposed to be, I think, logos, which is supposed to mean spirit. So whether you want to say word or spirit, if you are not, if you're trying to learn what the author is relaying, you can go with what was translated as word. And what does word mean? Word means, something you say. It's an expression. Any word is an expression. So if any word is an expression, that means the expression, if they're saying in the beginning there was the expression, okay. Now, I ain't no genius, but I know that before you can say any word, you got to think of that word first. Word can't come before the thought of the word. You can't say a word before you think of it. So that tells me that before there was the word, there was the thought of the word, the consciousness of the word. So much so that if you're going to even have a word, you got to have a consciousness that knows what the word means. Because it ain't really a word if it don't relate to something consciously specific. So that means it has have some kind of definition anyway. But besides that, each word is an expression that has to have a thought behind it. So when the writer gets into the part where it states that, and God said, let there be. That statement right there, whatever the next word after that is saying, that thing is an expression, and let there be light. That means the only thing that is, which is God, is expressing light out of what? Out of itself. It is light. It's the only thing that is. So God is light. Whatever the next statement is, it's the same thing. God expressing, turning its being from pure spirit, unexpressed spirit, into whatever that thing it says, let there be. Whatever no matter what the word is let there be whatever the expression. It's word expression. Thought comes first, then comes the expression. So whatever God thinks becomes expressed. That's what it means when it says, and the word was made flesh. The consciousness, thought, becomes word, which becomes expression. So everything God says, let there be, all the way down to man, is an expression that's thought first and brought into physical form through the only thing that exists. The only thing that exists is the consciousness being that is capable of, and use that word I love, has the volition to push forth itself into physical expression. Volition meaning has a desire and capability all rolled in one. An uninhibited capability and desire. Now, that means we are all, everything is all an expression of that which always was. Now, you can try to date God and say, okay, so from the science of man's science right now, you can say, okay, over 13 billion years ago, God began this current expression. No matter how far you say you can go into there was nothing, there always was something at the beginning of that point. So if the Bible says everything was created in 6 days and God rested on the seventh, then that must mean there's a point where there is no more expression and there's a break. God chills. I mean, just makes his mind quiet. That's what meditation could be. Like quieting God, quieting his mind and shutting everything down. That's the end until he wakens and wants to do it all over again, forever and ever. So if we say the current expression began 13 billion years ago, it must have been from a nap. And we don't know how long he's going to express before the next. We don't know what day we on, before the next expression or the next nap and then the next expression. But it's interesting, to think about how Moses laid out the metaphysical truth of creation and put it into a story that someone could figure it out. Like, it makes sense to me when it was relayed through my study and the trial. That's what it is. Only God can, only that which can cause the universe to be the way it is. Like I asked the question earlier, why would a particle be a part of anything? A tiny particle, why would it be a part of something distinct right now? At what level could make any particle be a part of anything that exists? Only that which could control that particle on the level of its use. Like God makes use of its entire being to make me, you exist. Every particle of our being is under the loving guidance of the cause of that particle being a part of you. It has to be done out of love because there's nothing to compel it to do it. It has to want to do it. It has to desire to do it. It's doing it because that's what it wants to do. And this is an important aspect of our understanding the creator, the expressor, the universal principle of life. This thing is a gift of love. We wouldn't be here if that which could move your particles into the right alignment didn't want to make you out of itself, then we wouldn't be here. So just, being alive is a gift. And being gifted with the ability to make your life what you want it to be, because you inherited a mind, the mind of the Creator. Everything about our existence is a gift. I mean, it's consciousness is a gift. And we use our consciousness like The Creator uses its mind to make what we want happen. And so as far as what we control with our minds, you know. And I think this is what Moses was trying to relay once he got through with creation. Once he got through with the creation and telling us what God is and what God did as far as like creating us and saying, it expressed everything, and then he gets into the importance of our choices, our choices. But that's a whole different podcast. I'm gonna get into that the next time. It'll be the truth about Adam and Eve. I did write those, but I haven't done a podcast to them. But I think from this podcast right here, we can see where Moses, he was breaking things down on the metaphysical side. And I think the whole Bible is meant to be interpreted first from what Moses was trying to break down. Look at everything as far as his books from a metaphysical truth basis, and things will be a whole lot more interesting. Like it's one thing to take someone's word for it, but it's another thing to get an understanding of. Okay, he's saying something that I didn't know he was saying, and that's how it was for me. When I realized, like, okay, it makes sense, and that's what this whole thing's about, making it make sense, making what was written make sense as far as the Bible is. And I want to thank you for listening. I hope you got something out of it. If you ain't got nothing going on, come by one of the sites, the Get Right Spot. Look around, mess around, see what you like. I curate and just put stuff on there. Gonna soup up the events. I think people really want to find events wherever they go. So if you're doing events in your city, and no matter what, if it's a karaoke night you having at the local bar, post it on the Get Right Spot, create an event. Let us know where it's at, what time it is, and let the people in the area know, what you got going on right there in your part of town. Make sure it's safe to tell people to come there. Don't have nobody coming somewhere they might get fucked up. I mean, might get done in or nothing. But yeah, we want to help people find the Get Right Spot no matter what town they in. Because when I go somewhere, I want to find something to do that's on my level. So I want people everywhere to post the event of the house music spot for that night. I might be in town. I might want to go I'm always want to go somewhere to dance, to some good house music. So put that up, put it on the site. You having any kind of poetry, spoken word event, I like those. Post them. Tell everybody where you at, what's going on, and tell whoever can see it, that's the Get Right Spot for whatever that is about. As far as Body by Loud and the Get Right movement, we just working on expanding the mind. So come there, join the conversation, tell me I'm wrong, let me know if I'm full of it. I get that a lot, And I do the same. I tell people all the time, it's just fun debates about, what is. That's what I'm into. Fun debates about what is, how things are, you know, how and why things are the way they are, which is, interesting. And that's where that conversation is. So if you ain't got nothing going on, come there and hang out. Tell me what you're listening to. That's also a big part of it. What you get down to, what you smoke to. Like that's what this Get Right spot is about. This is where I go to get down. I elevate and talk junk. Usually, have some friends. I got 2 podcasts where I'm hanging out with my buddy Ben and my homeboy Sonny D. And there's background music, so I really can't put them up on any of the podcast platforms because we just kicking back, tripping, conversating with some music in the background. It's they're fun podcasts, but I'm gonna put them up as just come by and just hang out, listening wise. How we get down. It is quite funny. We have a nice little debate, me and Ben, about race and what race is, and it's funny. It's funny, my man, funny. But yeah, I'm gonna post those. Try to get them out there and name them, but you probably will have to download them from Google Drive or Dropbox or something like that, because they're kind of long podcasts and they take up too much space. Plus, they ain't gonna let me put them up with the background music anyway. But anyway, hope everybody's enjoying their week of Thanksgiving. I hope you're thankful about something. Be thankful about something. If you ain't got nothing to be thankful about, be thankful that which makes you want it to make you. And if you have any enjoyment of life, it's because of that. If you can enjoy anything, it's because of that. You're here because God wants you here. Now, if you don't know what to do with it, that's on you. But I know what I'm supposed to do with it, and that's enjoy it. That's all I'm supposed to do, enjoy. That's all I'm here for, enjoy. That's what life is about, enjoying. I mean, you can make it about whatever you want to make it about, but that's what I make it about. One thing, enjoy. So, thanks for listening. And remember, the only way to get right is to think right. Until next time, I'll holler back.